I have the pleasure of talking to Bob Fasanella. He's a partner at Rubin Rudman, one of Boston's top law firms. Bob, thanks for being on the show.
Oh, you're welcome. I appreciate getting the offer to be here.
Bob, tell me a little bit about your practice and how you've developed it.
My practice is a combination of real estate and environmental and land use. I've been practicing in these areas for about 28 years now. I have an LLM in environmental law, and that's the area that I concentrate in.
Interesting. You know, when you talk about your background in environmental law, you've gotten ahead of yourself and ahead of a lot of downtown Boston in the value of brownfields. Can you talk about that to our audience?
Yes. A lot of my practice focuses on brownfields redevelopment. And brownfields redevelopment is taking underutilized and decrepit properties that have been abandoned, mostly old factories that have for decades have been underutilized, and revitalizing those parcels to become productive mixed-use developments. That's the area that I most like practicing in environmental law.
Excellent. So you really work collaboratively with developers and who have a vision, and you then can work with the government, because the government for entrepreneurs and developers gives specific incentives with these brownfields, correct?
Yes, that's correct. In fact, Massachusetts has been a leader in brownfields redevelopment. In 1998, the Brownfields Act was passed, which was amendment to 21E. And that provided a lot of liability incentives and also financial incentives for people who wanted to buy these brownfield sites and redevelop them. It creates jobs, it creates a lot of increased tax revenue, it brings in new business opportunities for the communities, it accesses land that was underutilized, that is often in cases of urban areas located next to infrastructures that are already available, highways, bus stops,
right,
train stations. And it provides, financial return to the communities in which these underutilized parcels are located.
Now, if I'm looking at different properties, or if I'm even saying, okay, I can use property that doesn't have any problems, or I can look at a brownfield type situation, then I would come to you. Do you have like a certain process that you use to bring people along to work through, pardon the pun, the minefield of all the legal ramifications of this?
Yes, usually people that are my clients are either developers or landlords that unfortunately have bought or own property that is in a brownfield state, or it could be a bank that has foreclosed on property and is looking to market that property to an interested buyers. So we walk through a process that helps them evaluate the property, eliminate the liabilities associated with the property, bring in financial incentives and programs offered by the government, specifically Massachusetts and Mass Development.
If somebody's interested in these projects, and obviously we talked about tax credits, how can you qualify for these type of tax credits?
In order to become and to access the liability and the financial incentives that are, you have to be an innocent eligible buyer. You cannot have caused or contributed to the contamination. So a person that created the contamination could not benefit from these incentives. So if you are an innocent eligible person, you can apply for different funds. There's, for example, Mass Development offers both site assessment funds up to $100,000 to innocent eligible persons, and cleanup funds up to $500,000, which are at low interest rates. And in some special circumstances, they can offer up to $2 million worth of brownfields loans, which are very low interest loans, to help start the process.